This is the Railgun, one of Minecraft's deadliest weapons ever created. With the capacity to one-tap any player in its path, it's been used by players to absolutely dominate servers and create some of the most iconic moments in all of Minecraft. However,
with great power comes great responsibility.
And of course, by responsibility, I mean insane resource grinding, chores nobody wants to do, and other tasks I don't want to spend hours of my life doing just to build a machine in a video game. Yeah, so I might have done just that. Okay, so basically, this is the old Railgun, and, well, this is mine. Now don't get me wrong, the OG Railgun was still revolutionary, and I'm not taking away from the creator of it, but at the end of the day, I'm not doing all that, bro. Who do you think I am? The machine is time-consuming, expensive, and I mean, just look at it. It's absolutely massive. My design plans to fix those issues. So, here's my railgun. It fits comfortably in a 4x4x6 area. It could be less, without the arrow dispenser up here, the automatic arrow dispenser, but I keep it on every time because I don't like loading the arrows into the machine. It's annoying, and it's just kind of, it's kind of finicky with testing and stuff like that, so I normally leave it on. So the secret to this, design is that it uses TNT minecarts instead of TNT. So the other one used TNT as its main propulsion mechanism, which caused like those long lines of dispensers, and it just made it really expensive. And although it was really efficient, it just wasn't. It's not small. It's not tiny. So that's what I did, and I changed to minecarts. So basically, how you fire this thing is pretty simple. You just kind of load up the arrows. I normally do this for about 5-ish seconds. It doesn't really matter. You could go more or less. And then you load up the TNT minecarts. Later, I will go more in depth into how many minecarts you're actually going to need if you're firing it. Because obviously you can't do this in survival. But then you'll go up here and you fire it. And bam, fires. So that is my railgun. It fits in a very small 4x4x6 area, could be 5, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. Alrighty, now that you know a little bit about the machine, you're probably wondering how to build it, and I'm going to show you that too. Here are the materials you'll need for the build. 13 blocks of your choice, 4 slabs, 3 stairs, 3 redstone dust, 2 levers, 2 trapdoors, 2 observers, 2 sticky pistons, 2 powered rails, a composter, a dispenser, a button, a pressure plate, a repeater, a redstone torch, and 5 water buckets. To start, grab a 4x4x6 area. Go 2 blocks under the block you want to fire at and place a sticky piston with a composter on top of it. Next, grab the block of your choice. I'm going to use yellow wool because it's easy for you to see, but it can be any non-transparent block in the game. I would recommend wood because it's the easiest to use. Place blocks in this formation. And then delete these 2. Next, go to your composter and place a slab with a pressure plate on top of it, and then take your redstone torch and place it here so it powers the piston. Go up, place 2 blocks, 1 temporary block here, a block, another 2 blocks, and come around to the side. Come right here with your stairs and place 1 here, here, and here. You can now place another temporary block here with a trap door on it, and delete your 2 temporary blocks while placing a trap door right here. With your powered rails, place 2 here and delete this one, then place redstone here, tap it, here, and here. A repeater on 2 ticks right here, just click it once. This will be very important later. And then a button right here. Place a sticky piston right here with slabs here, here, and here. Then place your 2 levers here and here. Go back up to the top and place an observer facing this direction on top of the slab, and then another one facing this direction on top of the sticky piston. Second to last step, grab your dispenser, drop into the composter, and place it facing down so that the arrows will fire onto the composter. Break the composter and get out, and then with your water, place it here, 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 and here. And that is your completed railgun. Also, just so SMP players know, if you put a torch here, a redstone line without any repeaters, a piston, and then a stone, you can create the wall that you hide the railgun behind pretty easily just by that. So when you fire it, it should retract the piston at the same time it retracts the composter. Alrighty, now that you know how to build it, you have to learn how to actually fire it. And, well, let's just say I wish it were simpler. The first thing you need to know before firing the railgun has to do with the arrows. So the arrows are stored in this dispenser right here, and you can automatically load them into the machine with this. So it doesn't matter how many arrows are in the machine, it will shoot with 1 or 100 or whatever number you put in there. But what does matter is the placement of the arrows. So you'll notice that there's a pretty big clump right here. That's why I like using the dispenser, because it gives a pretty good spread of everything. Arrows further back will shoot further up, and then arrows further forward will shoot further down. Because of the way the TNT works, it like spreads them out. And then the same thing kind of with the horizontal arrows. This side will go further that way, and this side will go further that way. So it's pretty simple. It just has to do with the way the minecart works and why I use the normal loader instead of a bow and arrow. Now, what I know you've all been waiting for. The explosives. To fire the railgun, you will need the following amount of TNT minecarts to kill a player. 45 minecarts to kill a player with full prot 4 netherite, full saturation, and a golden apple. 108 or 2 double chests of minecarts to add a shield to that. And just for fun, 1800 minecarts to 1 tap a player's unbreaking 3 netherite armor. To figure out how many TNT minecarts you have loaded into the machine, all you have to do is come over here and click F3, and right here, it's going to show you how many entities are affected by your thing. So as you can see, as I place TNT minecarts, that number is going to go up. So if I just keep placing them, goes up and up and up, and that's how you see what number you're going to get. If there was already a number here before, just subtract that original number from the number you have at the end, and that will be as many minecarts as you have. The last thing you need to know about the railgun has to do with the direction it's facing and how you load the cannon. So, my cannon right now is facing west. The way you tell that is by hitting F3 and looking in the direction your railgun is firing. So in this box right now, it says I'm facing west, and it's the same if I look north, east, south, or west. So it will always show right there. So since my cannon is facing west, I need to look at a couple things and know a couple more. So I go down to this repeater. Earlier I said this was very important. It is very important. So this is on 2 ticks currently. This means that I have to load the TNT minecarts first, and then the arrows. This is the way I like to do it, specifically because if you load the minecarts, you can just kind of keep them here, and then load the arrows when you're ready to fire it, but this doesn't work in every direction. However, if this was set to 3 ticks, or you could set it to 3 ticks, depending on how you want to load the cannon, you need this to be 3 ticks if you want to load the arrows first, and then the minecarts. But there is a problem with this. So right now, when you load the arrows right here, and then you go to load in the minecarts, the arrows have a despawn timer. So I'm not entirely too sure how long it is. I'm pretty sure it's about, like, say a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I'm not entirely sure. But the way I found to fix this is with this lever right here. So you can pull it down and push it back up to reset that arrow timer so they don't despawn. But that's really annoying when you have to go back to loading and then just constantly do this. Don't do this with the lever, it won't work and the arrows won't fire straight, so make sure you do it slowly. Now, all of that was just for east and west. I know, that's crazy. If your cannon was facing north or south, like this right here, it's a little bit different. So this cannon will not work if this repeater is set to 3 ticks at all, okay? It will also not work at all if you load the minecarts first and then the arrows. You have to load the arrows first and then the minecarts if it's facing north or south. It's very, very weird, and I do not understand it, but this is why I have this here, so that you can kind of fix it. I'm hoping that I can fix this in the future, and I'll talk about that more at the end of the video, but that's really what you have to know in order to fire the railgun in different directions. Alright, now it's time to talk about pros and cons of the machine. So we'll start with the cons, because there's a lot fewer of them. The first one is that it has a pretty expensive shot. The use of TNT minecarts requires a lot of iron, but that can easily be fixed with an iron farm. And then TNT is a little annoying to get, but a gunpowder farm and a little efficiency 5 shovel and a desert can pretty easily solve that issue of the shots. So it's kind of expensive, but at the end of the day, it's really not. Another thing is that it can be pretty buggy sometimes, and it's also very specific. I mean, the things with the repeaters, the direction of it, and that perfectly fired. But sometimes I figured out in different directions and like other things like that, or when you do this with the cannon really fast, it won't fire, or it won't, it just won't do a couple things because it's kind of buggy and kind of annoying. And then the last really big issue is the arrows despawning. So if we wait a little bit, these arrows will start despawning. And it's not an issue when you have it facing east or west in 2 ticks, but it is an issue when you have it facing north or south in 3 ticks, because you have to load the arrows first and then the TNT minecarts. But if I were just able to, like, do this and fire it, I mean, yeah, see, that one wasn't as efficient because the arrows were loaded first. It's just like, it can be a little bit buggy. It still works, it still kills, I promise. It's just a little bit buggy sometimes. As for pros, though, there's a lot more of those. I mean, just, like, the first one, just look at it. I mean, it's tiny. It's a 4x4x6 area. It's so small. It's so cheap. I mean, look at the materials. This is what you need to fire it, and then 45 minecarts. That's all you need. That's all you need to build it. I've memorized this thing. I could build this again in like give me a minute, maybe a minute and a half. I could build this whole thing from memory. Like, I mean, I designed it, but it can't be that hard just to memorize. I mean, it's really not. Like, it's so cheap, it's so easy, it's tiny. I mean, compared to the other railgun, and honestly, a ton of other railguns I've seen, this is by far the cheapest. I don't think you can get much better than this, personally. I mean, that's kind of tooting my own horn, but you know what? I don't care, because I'm the best. I also want to talk about some of the improvements I'm planning on making to the arrow cannon. So the first of which is the arrows despawning thing. This should not happen. I should not have to flick this lever every single time right here to stop it from despawning. It's dumb. I want to just be able to fire perfectly every single time, and I can keep the arrows in here. It's a really big problem when it's facing north and south. It's not that big of an issue because you can just load the minecarts here first on east and west, but it's a really big issue on north and south facing cannons. So I want to do that. Speaking of the north and south facing cannons, I don't know if it's even possible, but I wanna fix that. I wanna make sure that I can fire them equally in the same manner. I don't know if that's entirely possible, but we're gonna try, because I want this thing to be the best thing on the internet, and I want to be better than every single other cannon, and that's just how my brain works. The last thing I want to talk about is making it stackable. I think it would be really cool if you could fire one railgun shot and then fire another one by like it being sat like two behind another, so like one here and one here, and it just shoots twice. Like, I feel like that would be really cool. I feel like I could make like a barrel of just all of them and shoot like 5 times in a row. I mean, that would be cool. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but yeah, that's some of the improvements I want to make to it, and I have a plan for all of them, but I just need to work on them. Well, that was it for my railgun showcase. If you have any questions about the machine, feel free to put them down in the comments below. I'm going to try to respond to as many of them as I can. I'm also going to try to improve any bugs or glitches you guys find with the machine, so put those down below too, and I'm open to any suggestions. Thank you all for watching, and SMPs, watch out.